At the New Orleans Public Library, we believe in helping parents and caregivers raise readers together. We are committed to providing support from the very beginning of children's early learning to years beyond. That's why we have a dedicated team of early literacy librarians who are here right from the start to be with you on your child's journey to becoming a lifelong learner. I'm Christine McCourtney, Head of Early Childhood Literacy.
I'm Shunequika Gilmore, an early literacy librarian.
I'm Morgan Hanrahan, an early literacy librarian.
And we'd like to share with you 5 very simple but very important ways to help your child become ready to read. When you talk, sing, read, write, and play together, you are building the strong foundation that newborns to 5-year-olds need to become readers. And that's what early literacy is all about.
Talking with children is an important early literacy practice that helps them become ready to read. The more words they hear, the more words they learn and understand. This grows their vocabulary and makes it easier for them to be able to learn to read and comprehend what they are reading. That's why during our library story times, we talk with children about the books we're going to read, we ask questions while reading, and we talk about the stories that were shared. We also share fun ideas for you to keep practicing talking at home. For example, with your infants, when talking to babies in a special way called parentese, we use a slightly higher pitched voice and speak more clearly and slowly than we do when speaking with adults. This helps with language development. For your toddler, when you read with your child, don't just read the words. Talk about the pictures, describe what's going on. Hearing you talk and introduce new words is one of the best ways for your child to develop a strong vocabulary. You can also try asking questions so that they can talk with you and practice using the new words they learned. For preschoolers, children need to know 3 things about letters: the names, the shape, and the sounds they make. Talk about letters on signs, point out letter shapes in sidewalk cracks or buildings, and voice letter sounds while interacting. These are easy ways to make these connections throughout the day. Songs are a wonderful way to learn and play with language, even when you're not on key. This helps children hear the smaller sounds in words, an important skill to master so your child can sound out words when they begin to read. That's why the early literacy team always includes a song or more into our programs. It's a wonderful practice to get ready for reading. We also share ways that you can include singing into your own daily routine to practice at home. For infants, try incorporating just one song into your daily routine today. Whether it's at breakfast time, nap time, bath time, or any time in between, have fun singing together and raising your reader. For toddlers, try singing more nursery rhymes. Singing nursery rhymes introduces children to words that are not used in everyday conversation. Researchers have found that children who know nursery rhymes find it easier to learn to read. For your preschoolers, make up new verses to familiar songs like the Itsy Bitsy Spider together. This develops narrative or storytelling skills.
Reading together or shared reading is the single most important way for your child to get ready to read. It increases vocabulary and general knowledge, helps children learn how print looks and how books work, and it also helps children develop an interest in reading. You can get an early start with this practice when you visit any of our library locations for story time and are simply browsing our vast children's collection for a favorite book or 2 to read together. Until then, here are some ways you create your own shared reading time at home. For infants, learning to love books starts with actively exploring them. Let your baby grasp, open, close, and turn the pages of the book. If your baby wants to flip the pages, just talk about the pictures. Point to things and name them. With toddlers, with any book you're reading together, let your child look for the first letter in his or her name, the letter they're most likely to be interested in. If their name is Alex, find the A on the page and say, "Look, that's A for Alex." This makes letters personal and exciting. Also, toddlers need to move, so don't worry if their wiggles come out while you're reading. They may be moving, but they are listening. And with preschoolers, it's okay to not read a story from cover to cover. You can be interactive while reading together to create an enjoyable experience. Discuss what's happening in the book. Point out things on the page and ask questions. Use different voices and read with expressions. Reading and writing go together. Writing helps your child learn that print has meaning. The beginning of writing for very young children is learning how to use their hands and fingers so that later they will hold crayons, markers, or pencils. When children scribble, color, draw, trace, paint, cut, and glue, they are building those strong fine motor skills that support the beginning of learning how to write. At the library, one of the ways we incorporate this practice in story time is through finger plays, where children are encouraged to use hand motions while singing. We also offer fun and creative art-centered programs. Until your next library visit, here's how you can build these skills at home. With infants, provide chunky crayons and paper. They may just bash the paper, but you can write in front of them and say, "I'm writing your name." They learn that your hand movements create meaning. With toddlers, give your child a small notebook with crayons. When they're done with scribbling and creating loops and lines, ask them to read their story to you. This reinforces that their markings represent ideas. And for preschoolers, encourage your child to label their drawings. If they draw a sun, help them identify the S sound and encourage them to try writing.
Playing is one of the most natural ways for children to learn about the world around them. Through each playful interaction with you, they are learning about language and how to use language, which will help them express themselves and become ready to learn to read. When you play a simple game like peekaboo with babies, they learn about facial expressions and how to communicate their emotions. And a game like I Spy is a fun way for toddlers and preschoolers to learn new words from you. It also gives them the opportunity to practice using words with you. At New Orleans Public Library locations across the city, we have created nurturing and engaging learning environments and year-round programming where having fun together is encouraged. We invite you to walk into a unique experience where you and your child can read, talk, sing, write, and play with each other and other families. So come, join us, and let's have fun raising readers together. We hope to see you soon.